Hi guys, it's Joe Neely, and this is the Golden Hour. As I normally do, I give you a view of the gold. There's a little bit back there. I am, as you can see, in Zephyr Park today. Zephyr Park is one of my very favorite places, and I reckon probably the very top location if you counted them up for my videos. Anyway, I've had a wonderful day. I had a great conversation with someone who's very much like me. Loves to talk, very smart about some things, very not smart about others. And, excuse me, I think I got a little bit of a smudge. Recording videos is like looking in the mirror. As you know, I've talked about the glare. You can see the glare popping from eye to eye there. But I will try to be natural and ignore those distractions as best I can. Let me see. For those of you helping me count, I did 80 push-ups again today, but did them in 5 sets. I was damn close. I got to 78 and then my arms just wouldn't do 2 more. My last set was 18 and I had to finish up with 2 more at a 5th set. So I was darn close today, but that's why I'm sticking at 80. I really want to do them slower and stronger. One thing I did today was doing them with less breaks in between. Yesterday, I made 80, but did them with breaks. Big ones. So it's all a work in progress. That being said, I'm certainly getting stronger and feeling better about how I look. You guys know I love tree pose. I'm getting much, much stronger on tree pose. One of the things I said early on is not to worry too much in tree pose about how much your bent leg goes up the side of your straight leg. For those of you who haven't seen all my videos, this is tree pose. You have 2 legs, right? And then one leg comes up the ankle through the shin and the calf muscle to the knee, and then even above up to the thigh. So you're standing on one leg and then the other one is bent, right? Well, I've started experimenting with getting my bent leg higher. Getting it to where my toe is above my kneecap, which means my heel is pretty close to my groin. This has been a partial success, and I expect it to be even more as I move ahead. My right leg is stronger, and so when I'm standing on that leg, I can get my left leg up to that position, to where the heel is on my groin and the toe is above my kneecap. I'm wearing shoes today, so I'm being very gentle. I'll bet if I were wearing the water shoes that I normally wear, which have the grippy soles, that I could really get a good grip with both legs, and that I could get what I'm considering, at least for now, a full tree pose of the toe above the kneecap. When I was standing on my left leg, which is my weaker leg, I had my right leg bent, and those toes were digging into the kneecap a lot, especially because they're in my shoe boots. Shoots, they're called. I have a wonderful pair of Doc Marten shoots. So, yeah, I didn't want to hurt my kneecap, so I laid low, took it easy on that one. Anyway, it's great to see progress. It's amazing how much progress one can make in, 6 weeks or more, a couple months. I think I've been doing push-ups about 2 months. I think I've been doing that a good bit more than my video series. Though somebody can go back to the beginning and see how many I did the first time I mentioned them. I'm going back and listening to the old episodes too, and I'm surprised when I'm learning from them. There's something wonderful about hearing your own voice say all of these positive things. So one of my goals for now, as I mentioned yesterday, I'm trying to get on the leading edge of what I'm creating here. Scramble over to the leading edge of my videos, the marketing of those videos, making them better, getting them out to more people, being as genuine as I always am, and having a great time. So one of those leading edge things is to listen back to old videos so I can put tags and descriptions and titles on a lot of them that don't. I'm really proud of myself for just chucking them out there with no title other than episode 4 or whatever, because there's something to just doing it every day and just getting it out there. It doesn't matter how bad it is, how crappy it is, what you think of it, how much better you could think of it to be. Just get it out there, out there, out there, out there. As I've said before, my brother's father-in-law, Milton, is a fantastic example of this. I've talked about him before, and he is a writer of plays and a teacher of actors and a really wonderful human being. And very, very inspiring, creative person because he doesn't hold back. He just puts it all out there, good, bad, and ugly. Some of it you might think is crap, and maybe your audience thinks is crap too. So what? Maybe you put out some great stuff that you didn't think was great, but everybody else knows is. Or maybe something that you really love and care about that other people can't really see. Doesn't matter, just put it all out there. I've been involved in creative pursuits for most of my life, and I'm just now learning how to really put out an honest effort to do something great every day and just leave it at that. Just let it go. So, wonderful things all around. Like I said, in the tree pose, when you've got your bent leg, see how high you can get it. Only if you've been doing it for a while. At first, don't worry about that. Worry about getting your bent leg out to the side. But if you've been doing it as long as I have, or longer, feel free to start experimenting and say, ooh, wow, I might be able to do this higher. One thing that helped me was, typically I put my arms out like that to both sides while I'm drawing my foot up the inside of my straight leg and bending as high as I can, getting that foot as high as I can. One thing that really helped me was to keep the opposite arm out, and then with the arm that's on the same side as the bent leg, actually grab the very low end of the shin down by the ankle and hold it up. I think I told you I had a strong side and a weak side with this. And on my weak side, I was holding up my right leg with my right arm while I was standing on my left weaker leg. And I had my other arm out to the side to counterbalance the weight of the bent leg going to the side. Over time, I was able to bring that arm that was extended, my left arm, into the prayer position. Now it looked like this, right? Because I only have one arm at my chest. The other one, of course, is still holding onto the leg. From that position, if you're feeling fancy and you've got a good connection between your foot and your leg, if you've got good friction there, or you're wearing water shoes, which I highly recommend for this, then you may be able to let go and go to both palms facing each other at your chest. But I was only able to do that on one side. On the other side, I continue to hold it. So it's been really fun that I've become obsessed with one yoga pose. It's really fun that I've gotten into tree pose as much as I have, because it's neat to see myself progress if I put a bunch of my energy, at least easily half, if not 2/3 of my yoga time is done in that pose. And it really gives me a chance to see a lot of progress in a short amount of time. That's one reason to focus. And it doesn't matter what you focus on, just pick something you like and roll with it. If you don't like it anymore, do something else. But if you do find yourself liking something, really just go nuts with it. Try lots of variations and get better with it, and you'll be amazed what you can do. Also, I have been experimenting more with forward fold and the reverse. Remember, you always have to do things symmetrical. You stand on your left foot, you stand on your right foot. You bend over forward, you bend backward. Always do both sides. This is something that all of my yoga teachers have emphasized because it's really, really important. For example, I have a strong leg and a weak leg. Hopefully, over time, as I continue to do an equal amount of tree pose time on each side, which I may have to start timing because I'm getting really good at it and I can stay in that position for quite a while. So as I do that, I really want to be sure that I spend equal time on both sides. Kind of hard to start a timer while you've got one foot and blah, blah, blah. Maybe I can start a timer before I start getting up in the position, because that would be a little tricky. Or maybe Siri can help me. I don't know. So, forward fold and reverse. The forward fold, as I've said before, is about dangling. Your head is looking behind you, not down at your feet and hands. It's tempting to see how far your hands can go, and I do that a lot. But really, if you let your neck go completely, your head is dangling back, looking behind you, not down. Likewise, when you're in a back bend, throw your hips forward, as I've described before, and get your arms up above your head and really stretch backwards. And see if you can see the horizon behind you. I suppose right about now that I'm giving you a lot of practical advice, it's time to let you know that I am not a certified yoga instructor. I'm just a fan of yoga, and I've taken a fair share of classes. I like to share my progress and my insights on these things. But before you start doing any of this stuff seriously, if you're brand new, get some advice. Check out teachers online who are accredited. Check out people who are the very experts in this field. Also, go to some classes. Try a number of different teachers. I don't know how to say this enough. Try different classes, different styles of yoga, different teachers of yoga, so that you can get the exact kind of yoga that works for you. Some people do silly, wonderful things like my teachers in Asheville had like costume nights where they dress up like as Prince or Harry Potter, or gosh, one time I think I was in some kind of cowboy outfit. I mean, it's ridiculous. They had silly things like yoga sleepover themes where late at night, maybe 8 to 9 p.m. we'd have a yoga sleepover and play truth or dare. Which rapidly devolved into queef or dare, but that's a story for another time. Suffice to say, some studios are very serious, some studios are very fun, some studios are at a higher level where the teachers have been teaching for decades or more. Some are just people starting out, and I really recommend that you try them all. You may resonate with the teacher who's only been doing it for 6 months more than you do with the teacher who's been doing it for 20 years. Most likely, you will learn something different from each one of these people, and you'll resonate with them all in different ways. That's usually how life works. So, by all means, check out as many different teachers of yoga and meditation as you can in your area. Get a sense of the community, get a sense of who's out there doing it, meet the people like you who are going to more than one place, and get to know the people in the student community who are really into it and really having fun. And of course, I cannot talk about different styles of yoga without saying you have to try acro yoga. Acro yoga is a wonderful way for 2 people or more to get into poses together, and it's really an amazing thing. If you don't know anything about acro yoga, it's short for acrobatic yoga. Look it up on Google Images and you'll find a ton of cool stuff. Remember, the stuff you see on Google Images is people who are really good at it showing off, so don't be intimidated. I've seen some stuff on there that was truly amazing. Typically, one person is the base of a sculpture and the other person is on top of that. They call it flying on top of the base. So the flyer could be in some beautiful pose with the base is holding them up. And sometimes you'll see male bases and female flyers, but a lot of that has changed, especially when I was in Asheville. There were a lot of very strong lady bases. For any ladies who are intimidated to base larger gentlemen, I was very, very well based when I was flying some acro yoga poses by a, 16, 17-year-old high school girl who'd been doing yoga and acro for about a year. And so she was strong and she was solid as a rock and a great base, better than I've ever been. I'd like to get to a town where I can do more acro and get some more months under my belt and really get into it. But yeah, like I said, she's quite an amazing person, and there's a lot of amazing bases out there, female and male. So whoever you are, don't feel stuck by the gender thing. Just go out there and you and your friends put each other up in the air. That being said, please use a spotter. Please have a third person there to keep anybody from hitting their head. And if you don't know what you're doing, get help. There are acro groups that will welcome you in. For example, when I was in Tallahassee, there was a wonderful group up there. I believe I mentioned the name in an earlier episode when I was up in Tallahassee. I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but you can find it in the files. I'm going to make a point to put shout outs and stuff like that when I talk about other group leaders. Put those in the show notes. So as soon as I get around to it, we will have that information available so that all of you, Tallahassee or wherever you are, can get in touch with other acro people. Oftentimes in the groups that meet publicly in the park, there will be a few experienced people who can work with the new people, give them a chance to work with each other because of course they want to do really crazy, awesome things. But I find they're always very kind to work with someone like me who has, limited experience with acro. That being said, I did also take a number of classes in it. But I'm the kind of person who takes my beginner phase at things very slowly. So I would consider myself in what we used to call in piano lessons a late beginner, a person in the late stages of beginnerdom, where I'm almost ready to start helping out new people or start basing new people, but I still have a lot to learn. So hopefully some of my passion about acro and other forms of yoga is coming across to you. Hopefully I will, in my travels, run across a wonderful group, maybe in Tampa, where I plan to be pretty soon. Maybe I'll meet a great group of acro people in that area. Who knows? I can hope. And it's something wonderful to really tap into, but make sure you have spotters and experienced either teachers or group leaders to make sure you don't break your head open or do something silly. That being said, go out and do something silly. Go out and hold somebody up with your feet and fly on your tummy on somebody else's feet and have a great time. Be safe. I think I'll leave it there. I love you all very much. Please check out joeneely.net/golden hour. And also check out the comments. Please leave me comments below this video on YouTube. I love you all. Have a great night. Bye-bye.